I just won a 2012 Audi A6 from Copart. Let me show you what I got. It is a blood damaged car. It is the Premium Plus, and it's got the 3.0 liter engine, which is a fantastic engine. Lots of power. People love these cars. But when you're buying water cars, you got to be careful. There's certain things you got to be looking for, so let me show you. When I go around this car, I'm very interested in trying to find that water line and seeing where the water damage is. I don't see any water lines around the side of the car. I'm looking at the headlights. They're clean. So it looks like it's a low water line. To the interior shots, I'm checking out the carpet around the driver's seat. That all looks good, all nice and clean. There's no standing water in there. So I strongly believe no water even got inside of this car. The last thing you want to look at is the instrument cluster, but I want to see a picture of the cluster with the tachometer up off of 0, so I know that engine is sitting there running. It doesn't have a check engine light. It doesn't have an airbag light. Because of those pictures, I don't believe any water got inside of the car. I wouldn't be surprised at all if we didn't find any water damage. And we won it for $2,500. There's not going to be much room for error. Hopefully it's a quick flip.
Okay, so our Audi A6 finally showed up. I've been excited about this car. I love Audis. I hate Audi water cars, but I really felt encouraged about this one. I bid on it, had a low water line, and I just love that supercharged 6. This is the bad engine. That thing is awesome. These cars are super fun to drive. So, did I make a mistake or not? I don't know. I haven't had a chance to look at the car yet. They just unloaded it and pulled it here in the shop. So that was encouraging. The car did start. Let's take a look here real quick and see what we're dealing with. German cars for water, usually a bad idea. They put a lot of electronics under the carpet, but the car started. So let's see if it starts for us. It did start. The entertainment system popped up. That's good. And we have speakers. That's really good. The amps on these cars are underneath the carpet on the passenger side. If any water got inside the car, you will not have audio on your radio. The amp will have gotten damaged. You will have no audio. So the fact that we have audio, that's really encouraging. That means it's pretty unlikely that water got underneath the carpet. And look at our cluster. Check this out. Our instrument cluster, the only light that we've got is a yellow airbag light. It's not even a red one. No check engine, no traction control, no collision avoidance, no lane change warning system. This is really encouraging. But why do we love Audi A6s? Because not all of them, but this supercharged motor. This is what I'm excited about. This is what's going to make this car sell fast and get good money for it. It has the pulley, it has the supercharger on it. That's what's sitting here on top. The supercharger, fun car to drive. We're going to enjoy this one. Let's get it on the rack and see what we're looking at. The Audi A6 is back in the shop. We did our initial check-in. Joe drove it home. I drove it home. At this point, we put about 200 miles on it. We found a couple little things that we're tweaking on. The front brakes, they had about 80% pad on them. So initially we were like, no, they're good. We don't need to replace them. Joe drove it, had some pulsing, put about 100 miles on it. I drove it, put another 100 miles on it. The pulsing was almost entirely gone, but we still just had a little bit of pulsing on a high-speed light braking. So we just put 2 new front rotors on both sides and new pads. This is an all-wheel drive car, and this front right tire, if you can see here, it has very little tread. It's sitting on about 3/32. Whereas the other 3 tires were between 9 and 10/32, all basically brand new, very slightly worn. So we could not leave this one tire on here. It's too low anyway. The problem is we couldn't just go out and buy one brand new Kenda because these are 8, 9, 10/32. So we found one on eBay that was a 9/32 tire that matches the tread on the other 3. That way we didn't have to buy 4 new tires. So we just finished with the brakes. Now it's going over to get this one tire put on it. The last thing is I discovered when I drove it in the morning, it was dark out. This headlight was not working. We got a new low beam headlight coming. We'll be getting that in here in the next half hour, and then this thing should be ready for its final test drive. We got the Audi A6 back from detail. I like this car for a couple reasons. Most importantly, we got it in and out of the shop in just over a week. That is great turn time. The second reason is it is the supercharged model. It'll be in and out the shop and the lot. Great car for the numbers and just a nice car. It was an easy fix. We did the seat, we did the tire, we did front and rear brakes, some fluids. Let's go take a look at the numbers. I want to take some time to look at the numbers on the 2012 Audi A6 Premium Quattro. That's a car that we paid $3,200 for after all our auction fees. We transported the car here for $500. We did an oil change on it, an oil filter that was $60. The filters were another $47. We had to get a used amp from Phoenix Auto Parts, $260. Put a new battery in it, was $165.
$275. We did front and rear brakes, pads, and rotors, which was a little over $400. Had to replace a fog light. Got that aftermarket from Keystone for $60. One of the headlights we had to replace for $250. We had some payroll that we allocated to the car of $300. We put one tire on it that was bad. We spent $30 mounting and balancing the tires. Our detail crew charged us $275. We had to replace the AC compressor because water had actually got up in the compressor. That we got used for $70, and we put $30 worth of fuel in it. So all said and done, we spent just over $2,600 on the car once it got here. With the purchase price of $3,200, we had $5,800 in this car. So I'm going to put it out on the market at 80%. In our market right now, we're going out 500 miles. That car on average is bringing $9,775. We take 80% of that. We'll put the car on the market at $84.95. We did just sell the car over the weekend. We had to take a little bit of a discount on it down to $8,000, but we rolled the car. We were able to sell it in less than a week. We love that. So we ended up making $2,178, but it was a quick turn. It did make somebody happy, and it was a cool car to get to drive. So all in all, I would say a win. And that's a wrap. Thanks for watching to the end. If you like this content, please don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm Matt Ryan, and this has been another episode of Northern Kentucky Auto.